an invisible spirit. That's what everyone in the village said, lived in a lodge next to the river. This was in an Indian village not so long ago and not so far away from here. And in that village, the spirit lived with his sister in the lodge, and she was the only person who could see him. But everyone in the village knew that if any other young woman could see him, that they would be married and rule forever. So every now and then, the sister would walk through the village, and when she would see a young woman she hadn't met before, she would say, "You, come with me to the lodge of my brother and tell me what you see." Well, of course, all the girls were very excited about this, so they would go to the lodge, wanting to see him. They would walk in, and they wouldn't see anything. Well, they didn't want to admit that. And the sister would say, "So, do you see my brother?" They would say, "Oh, yes, I see him." So the sister would say, "Tell me, what is his robe made of?" His robe? The finest deerskin? Or she might say, "Tell me, what are his arrows made from?" His arrows? "Oh, they're made of the finest oak. Sister would say, "You do not see my brother. Go back to your work." Now, in this village there also lived a young woman called the rough-faced girl. She was so called because when she was very young, she had fallen into a bed of hot cinders and it terribly scarred her face. She had beauty in her heart, but because of the scars on her face, everyone treated her unkindly, made her do more than her share of work. But she did not complain. And at the end of every day, she would go down to the river, take a little bit of corn, hold out her hand full of corn. The little animals would come up and take the corn right out of her hand because they could see the beauty that was in her heart. One day, the sister was walking next to the river, and when she saw the rough-faced girl feeding the animals, she said, "You, come with me to the lodge of my brother." And the rough-faced girl said something that the sister had never heard before. She said, "Oh no, not me, I'm not worthy." The sister said, "Come with me." They went to the lodge, and as soon as they got there, the rough-faced girl walked in, looked up and so she said, "I can't believe it, he's beautiful." The sister said, "What are his arrows made out of?" The rough-faced girl said, "His arrows are made from the light of the sun, and his bow from the light of the moon." The sister said, "What is his robe made of?" "Oh, his robe is made of all the stars in the Spirit's road, the Milky Way." The sister said, "Come this way." And she walked her back down to the river. When she got there, she bent her over, washed her face, and all of the scars washed off of her face. And when they got back to the lodge, the beauty in her heart was reflected by her face. She and the invisible spirit were married, and they rule forever in the spirit of love that flows forth, just like the river.